Okay, imagine this for a second. The whole world is right there, just teetering on the edge of something huge. Think about those last few moments, quiet, maybe tense, before an event that just changes everything. That's kind of the feeling we're jumping into today. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of Genesis 7, verses 10 through 15. This isn't just, a summary. It's like the scene direction for when the flood actually starts.
Yeah.
The waters, Noah, the family, the animals, all making their way onto the ark. Our goal here is to unpack some fascinating details. We're talking divine timing, these almost cosmic-level events, and, believe it or not, incredible precision in what looks like total chaos. We'll hit on patience, trust, preservation, promises being kept. So yeah, let's dig in.
It's really interesting how it starts, isn't it? Verse 10 says, and after the 7 days, the floodwaters came on the earth. So it's not instant. There's this whole week of waiting. And the key thing is, Noah and his family, they're already sealed inside the ark.
A whole week inside, just wait.
Yeah, imagine the psychological side of that. You're safe, you've obeyed, but outside, nothing's happened yet. The world's just carrying on.
Wow. That's a different kind of patience, isn't it? Not just waiting for something, but waiting while knowing destruction is imminent.
Exactly. It really becomes a test of trusting God's specific timing, Not just that he'll act eventually, but that he'll act at the right moment. That precision, it says a lot. It feels deliberate, that pause. A reminder that his schedule, well, it's perfect, even if it feels incredibly slow to us humans.
And speaking of precision, the text then gives this incredibly specific date. Verse 11, get this. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, that's not vague at all. And then on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. Springs of the great deep, floodgates of heaven. That sounds way bigger than just a rainstorm.
Oh, absolutely. You're right to catch that. The language used there points to something massive, almost cosmic. It suggests a fundamental upheaval. Geological, atmospheric, like the planet systems are being, reset.
Like an unmaking of sorts.
Reset, like an unmaking of sorts.
Kind of, yeah, an unmaking before the remaking. It's not just weather. It feels like a shift in the very structure of creation, a foundational event.
Okay, so dramatic start, and then the duration. Verse 12 gives us that number. And rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. 40. That number just keeps showing up in the Bible, doesn't it?
Right.
It feels significant beyond just counting the days.
It absolutely does. When you look across the scriptures, 40 pops up again and again. Think about Moses on Sinai, right? 40 days. Israel wandering for 40 years. Jesus in the wilderness, 40 days.
Right.
It often marks these periods of testing or deep transformation.
Yeah.
Maybe purification, leading to something new. So, okay, testing, transformation. How does applying that lens change how we read this flood story? Is it just about the rain lasting that long, or is there something happening to Noah or for Noah during those 40 days?
That's a great question. For Noah and his family sealed in the ark, those 40 days are this intense period of, isolation, but also transition. It's not just raining outside. The old world is literally being washed away. They're inside, being preserved while everything changes. It's the active phase of judgment making way for a new beginning.
So it's less about Noah enduring the rain and more about him being held while the world undergoes this radical shift.
Exactly. He's sustained through the transformation, not just enduring it.
Okay, let's pivot slightly to who's actually on the ark, the people. Verse 13 is very specific again. On that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. It really emphasizes the family unit.
Yes, and that's so important. It shows us that God's plan for salvation here, it wasn't just about one righteous individual. It extended to his whole family, his community. Everyone who, trusted the warning and followed Noah's lead found safety. It's a collective deliverance.
So it's not just about individual faith, but also about the bonds, the relationships, that God honors those connections.
I think so. It suggests faith isn't purely private. It has consequences, good ones, for those connected to us. Noah's obedience creates a space of safety for his entire family. It's a powerful reminder that our choices, our faithfulness, can ripple outwards.
And then there's the animals. The sheer scale in verse 14 is just mind-boggling. They had with them every wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything with wings. So comprehensive.
It is. And notice that repeated phrase, according to its kind. That's not accidental.
Yeah.
It directly echoes the creation account in Genesis 1. God creates everything according to its kind.
Uh,
So using it here suggests this isn't just random rescue. It's a deliberate act to preserve the original diversity, the order that God established at creation. Even in judgment, that order is being maintained.
okay, so connecting back to Genesis 1, what does according to its kind tell us beyond just like preserving species? Is it about the essence of creation being protected?
I think it points to God's faithfulness to his original design. It's about maintaining the integrity of what he made. It's not just grabbing a few random animals. It's preserving the distinctiveness, the blueprint of each creature. It assures that the post-flood world will have continuity with the pre-flood creation, order within the chaos.
Right. And then, maybe the most amazing part, verse 15, pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in them came to Noah and entered the ark.
They came to him. He didn't have to, organize a massive roundup.
Exactly. This fulfills what God promised earlier, back in Genesis 6. He said they would come. It just highlights God's complete control over everything, down to the animal behavior. It takes the burden off Noah for that impossible task. So literally zero effort from Noah on the animal front. Because, I mean, you'd think nets, traps, something.
Well, Noah's effort was immense in building the ark, right? That was his act of obedience. But the gathering, the text presents it as entirely God's orchestration. It underlines the miraculous nature of the whole event. God makes the promise, and God provides the means, even if it seems impossible by natural standards. Noah builds, God brings.
Wow. Okay, so pulling this all together, what we're seeing in these few verses is this incredible tension, isn't it? On one hand, serious, world-altering judgment. On the other, this meticulous, detailed care. Every family member, every kind of creature, every promise, it's all remembered.
It really is. It powerfully shows that God's word, his promises, they always come true. It might take time. It might require extraordinary patience like Noah's, but his obedience, his trust, it's vindicated. God's faithfulness is absolute, even when everything seems to be falling apart. It's that intersection of divine timing and human trust that allows these huge shifts to happen.
So the big takeaways from this part of the story: really trusting God's timing, even when it makes no sense to us, and seeing how incredibly faithful God is to his promises, right down to the smallest details, even in chaos. Now, for you listening, maybe think about this. Where do you see that kind of detailed care in your own life? Sometimes it's small things, right? Perfect timing and unexpected provision. And how can we maybe respond with that Noah-like trust and patience when we're in those waiting periods?
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? How do you handle those seasons of waiting, of uncertainty, when the promise seems distant or life just feels chaotic? What helps you hold on to trust then? And maybe listening today sparked some new questions about these verses for you. We'd love to hear those too.
Definitely. Keep exploring these texts. Keep asking questions. Keep reflecting. There's always more. Until next time, keep diving deep.